Look, we know your type, afraid of a fade. You ashamed when I said, shit, a spade is a spade. To me, my transition got me showered in praise. From the streets to the stage, the change in the...
Let's go. Watch out, my boy.
Like, I lie. Something. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. What you gonna do?
Partner just did that shit last week.
What? The
That
TL
birthday.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah. The other week he did it.
Hip hop a wild thing, man. The way it kind of just like I find myself being like a bumblebee, like from Transformers and shit. Like I literally talk like you know how Bumblebee just talks in like script and song.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's how I talk. Like I just use verses and lines and from movies and shit to just
See,
like
I'm most definitely not like that. My friends are like that.
yeah
Like they'll recite a movie
yeah
line in a minute, and I'll be like, "Oh, okay, that was you get that from."
right.
Like, damn. I thought I grew up off movies. Y'all care about them bitches way more than I do.
Listen, it was just and I think for some it's like some people are like the great observers of art, and then some people are like in it, like you want to be in, like you watch it wanting to be a part of it, so you absorb. You know what I'm saying? And then I think too for some of us, I know me. I'm very vocal. I always have been very vocal, but haven't always knew how to articulate myself like in certain situations. So music kind of taught me how to articulate myself emotionally for sure. I was a very like when I was a kid, emotions wasn't
We
my
ain't even
shit.
got started, have we?
Huh?
Oh, you done?
Oh,
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 okay,
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 yeah.
yeah.
But like, emotions wasn't my shit as a kid. So, like, Lauren Hill taught me how to be
All that off of two
like,
albums.
like you know, like you broke my heart, bitch. Like X Factor. You know what I'm saying? Like, she taught me how to tell a nigga that. And I
Hmm.
and I, and I honestly didn't even put it in my own words. I just took her shit and wrote it in a letter.
Oh, so, oh, okay,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? And to just go with that shit. And I learned how to fall in love and express that through like 112 album and shit. You know, Mary J.
It was a lot of R&B leading the way
Oh,
back then.
for sure.
So, you want to pop it?
First, no, I'm scared. I'm
All right.
scared, T Col. I'm scared, T Col. I got PTSD. I be done dropped the motherfucking piper nigga, man.
I'm trying to do it soft.
Man, thank you. Look at us coordinating today.
For sure.
You know, real niggas wear pink. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Real niggas wear pink, bro. Cheers to my vibe.
Cheers.
Keeping it a spade at all times. Woo.
Hey man, welcome to a Spade podcast. I am your host T Col. Follow me on Instagram at T_Cole29, man. Yeah, my boy ain't here today, so I'm going
And
to
I
finish
am
the
your
race.
partner, everybody partner V. Follow your
P-O-T.
boy. Follow your boy, partner them 24 on Instagram. Partner V, I got you. Don't worry about me. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. My boy got to handle some business today. But anyway, man, follow us on YouTube. So, man, subscribe to us on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And, you already seen how dope this platform is already. So, go ahead and send our donations in at $, the Spade podcast. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. You feel me? And, upcoming brands, established brands, big corporate 500 companies. Tap in with us for ad placements. We will
Mm-hmm.
promote your brand ASAP and make it look so good. You feel me? That's what we do over here.
All
So
right.
anyway, we here anyway. I got the lovely Miss Muse Dixon with me
Thank you.
today. So it's the takeover.
All
We
right.
we we coming on raw, uncut the
For
episode.
sure.
We ain't scared to say shit on this
Shit.
platform today.
Yeah.
So y'all, hey,
For sure.
they gonna most definitely be a roller coaster.
For sure.
I'm happy.
For sure. Cause this nigga gonna say anything. And me too. And so I'm kind of, that's why I was like, no, I think I need to spin the block on the spade podcast, because last time it was very kind of formal, and not formal, but like, it was very interviewee at first. And we kind of already had a topic, but I'm like, nah, like, I want to just come here and do the fun shit. Like,
Yeah.
talk shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Well, y'all, that thread said, I was in a different place last
We
year.
were.
Um, so I don't want to do an interview type. I just want to just come. I was like, okay, bet. And then
Yeah.
look, she tried to run on me too. She was like, we know. I like, nah, we're gonna do
Right,
it
gonna do
today.
it today, right? Look, cause I was like, no, cause my brain always be working. And I'm like, I think I know somebody gonna be here in 2 weeks and shit. I'm gonna try to connect that for you still.
hmm
But I was like, me and them would have been good together, but cause they probably still gonna make me come be in there anyway. So it's one of them things. But I think it'll be a nice play. You remember my homegirl tried to get y'all to do last year?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh
so
yeah.
she coming through for the Otis Redding
See,
thing in
that's
like 2-3 weeks.
that's why I invest into my own camera.
For sure. You know what I'm
You know what
saying?
I'm saying?
Just pull up. You know what I mean? We set it up at the hotel, get it done, in and out, but yeah. She a legend. We go shouts out to Crystal Clear
hmm
Robertson, you know what I'm saying? She gonna be through here. She's a film director, producer, writer. Got a lot of big things popping. She got an animation finna come out. It's like executive produced by like 50 Cent and Nicki Minaj.
Really,
And it's like this is a young black girl from East Macon, Georgia.
East Side, man,
For
East Side.
sure. Like grew up right across the street from Northeast. Real
Oh,
shit.
Upper
So
River.
Upper River Road. She right out off Crestview.
Oh, okay,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying? Well, on Crestview. Yeah.
that's hard.
So yeah, we've been best friends since we was like 12, nigga. So
Mm.
that's my dog for sure. So I'm gonna try to make that happen for her. Yeah. So
So,
what's up, bro?
man, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? I want to know. I want to
Look,
know.
like I feel good. I feel good. Like being in Macon lately, like I feel real good. Like I finally was able to like get my legacy popped off. That's kind of was something I was like focused on for like a year and a half last year.
hmm
Last year it one time, and I understand that now. Last year, I just went there. I was in a different
A
place. You
different
know what I'm
place.
saying? I was in a different place, and as much as I would have, thinking that doing that would have put me in a other different place, nah, it just I went there. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
so being able to this year be like, be a co-founder of Macon Black Culture and to pull off, make history, with the Juneteenth initiative. First of all, shouts out to Mr. Muhammad, who have always done Juneteenth here for 32 years. Got one of the biggest, the first or biggest festival in Georgia. Pop bottles for that. But we wanted to come in and just add to what he was doing because we saw it as something that could be bigger, something that could get the people involved. I think Mr. Muhammad got a really good way of keeping people who care about Juneteenth um going, right?
alive. Yeah,
But I wanted to get people who were unaware about Juneteenth, don't really think about it at all, to give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
for
And
sure.
so, like, that was all the things that we planned to do. That's why we did it. So, one thing I know about us, we just love to pop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's our shit.
You,
Black people love to pop it.
yeah, but you talking about popping it. Y'all created the right team
For,
because you
oh,
got a lot of people on your team that like to pop it.
For sure. And so that's why I can speak from experience. We really enjoy popping shit, like
Yeah,
making black culture. The first person that I called when I had the idea was B.
that's
Brandon
exactly what I'm talking about.
Harris, man, from Nappy Hustle, Greenwood Bottom, uh Harold's Barbershop, Illegal Luxury Clothing. Man, me and B, I met B. Man, I'm gonna tell you, I met B one day at not American, what I'm talking about? Ambitious Graphics.
Okay,
I just saw him. This baby had the hair,
okay,
right? So
yeah.
I'm looking. You see me, I'm from Macon, born and raised. So I know when niggas ain't really from here for real. Like I know, so let me be clear, he from here. But
Yeah,
I know what I know is I know when somebody is part of my tribe. And I know if you was here for a minute, me and you would have been.
Linked up.
linked up. That's what I'm saying by that. So, and he had on a "I'm room for everybody" from Macon t-shirt, which is a shirt that I created, right? And I knew I never sold it to him, so I'm just like, who is that? You know, so while he in the store, he ain't studying me either. So I'm just like, he can't know who I am. He got on my shirt, don't even know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Back and forth. And find out, just ask him, like, bro, where you from? He like, I'm from here. Then I found out he's from a very, very, very highly respected family from the east side. So he most definitely from here for sure. We got him in the lottery on the east side. Um, west side, y'all can't have him. We also, I think we got Bud Dupree in the lottery too. And we got so y'all don't
Nah,
know
nah,
about
nah,
shit like
nah,
that.
not in the lottery.
In the lottery, like when people move here,
Yeah, yeah.
like you got to pick a side. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a underground lottery here where we pick people like Shabria Duffy. We got her. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? We do got Hood Baby Bree. East side got her. We had to hit with the west side bottle, but we got her. In the Matrix, she also we got her in the lottery. But yeah, so B, man, when I seen him, I was just like, bruh, we exchanged like, bro, I know you, I don't know you, whatever, whoop. And then I took an urban CEO course about 3 years ago,
Yeah, with
and
the
he was sitting
pastor
right in
on the east
front of
side
me.
too, right?
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's some East Side shit for sure. But it's
Kingdom, what it is?
at Kingdom Life.
Yeah.
We call it the embassy. You know what I'm saying? And he was just in my cohort, and from that day when we met, and now we knew like one day me and you gonna get together and do something big. And we kept thinking it was coming, then it wouldn't, then it did, and it didn't. And finally, I just hit him. I said, bruh, cause I watched him grow his legacy through Greenwood Bottle. Right. And I was always like a cheerleader in his corner and wanting to help him understand what he was doing. Like, do you know this is historical? Are you documenting this shit? Like one day you will be in magazines, you will be in museums, you will be in history books when they talk about making. And I need you to already be, creating the material for that now. Like, don't just be here acting like this moment ain't what it is, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, what better way to learn how to build your legacy than like, getting beside him, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I knew that this was somebody that he had already did this shit. So I had brought him in, and then me and Tally, man, shit, me and Tally been best friends. Marshall, Tally.
The
And
east
we been
side too.
best friends since we was like 13. I was 14, he was about 13. My dog, me and Tally, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Me and Tally used to be on the same shit just in high school. Whatever. Let me say this. Any idea I got, Tally gonna get beside me every single day. It don't matter jumping off a bridge. Like, not today because he got kids. But like, there was a time when anytime I was ready to throw parties back in the day, he always was right there next to me. Out of all our friends, me and him were the crazy ones. Everybody else was kind of like straight laced, shit like that. So me and him always was just on bullshit together. But we was also always on real shit together too. So I pretty much can't have an idea without running it past Tally first. That's just I've been
Why?
doing that for 20 years.
But why is it because he gonna really analyze the situation and break it down, or what?
So though we are alike, we are different. And I ain't sure which side of the brain is which, but whenever I'm left, he gonna always be right. And whenever I'm right, he gonna always be left.
Hmm.
And that's how we balance each other out. It's the same thing with him. He's not gonna do anything without calling me first and running it past me
Hmm.
first. You know what I'm saying? And that's just kind of because one, he know with my brain, I'm gonna see all the angles of like how to make it bigger. What he gonna do is see all the angles on how it's possible. See, he's a doer. You give him some, he can lay out the logistics and strategic about how we just do the shit, who we need to call, where we need to go, what we need to do. I'm more side like the visionary, right? On how it's gonna impact, what it's gonna mean and how it's gonna look and who we need to bring, who it is for and shit like that. So we
But you
really
still
just
a
balance
doer
each
though. You
other.
still a doer now.
Oh, listen,
You still a doer now.
no, for sure. I does it. You get what I'm saying? But let me say this: what I've learned as I got a little older.
Okay.
Playing to your strengths is sometimes better. Like I'm a doer. Like, let's say you in a relationship, right? The whole goal is to be with somebody to balance you out,
Mhm.
right? But you also want to make sure that that person can handle business in case you can't. But you gonna kind of be the one on the business because they just show strong suit, and they probably stronger on maintaining other shit. And so that way everybody get to kind of be their natural, authentic self on the regular. But a woman gonna know that if my man hit hard time, he know I got him. He know I can step up. I ain't just some housewife who ain't gonna know how to go out here and get their bread or go run his company or something like that, right?
Facts.
So, so though I'm a doer, and a lot of us are doers by default because we ain't never
Ain't
had
no
the right
choice.
partnerships. Get what I'm saying? But I believe in partnerships. That's all I'm on right now. I don't want to do nothing by myself because I like moving very authentically. I like being in my bag that I love to be in. And anybody who fuck with me know, but if we need her over here, she can step for sure. You know what I'm saying? And cause I've had to do it before, but I don't like to feel stretched thin. I feel like if I can stay in my authentic bag, I can do more. Right. But if I gotta play 3 or 4 roles in one spot, I feel like I'm limiting myself when I could play one role in 3 or 4 spots. Right. So now that's me expanding and me growing and being able to help more people and, making more of an impact. So that's how me and my
Talent.
boy Tal, that's how we work. But let me say this. So the biggest factor to making black culture is Nadia Harris. Okay. She's a sniper.
I
She
heard.
a sniper, bro. She is. I love to call her a shooter. She is a sniper because she quiet. You don't see her coming. You think she just sitting there taking notes. But baby, the whole wide, she know what to do, how to do it, when to do it. She's the visionary, the shooter, the doer, the everything. You know what I'm saying? And her, because we are very like visionary, we emotional. She's very like, hey, like we all gonna be her cheerleader some goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? Like she be like, this how we gonna do this and that's it. And
That's it.
everybody just be like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, and man, just being able to my favorite thing about working with her is developing a friendship with her. You know what I'm saying? Getting to know her, being inspired by her as a wife, as a mother, as a business woman, first and foremost. She is also the owner of Greenwood Bottom. You know what I'm saying? She owns she runs a few companies and does a lot of things and she is a force to be reckoned with. And so as a black woman, man, she probably one of my biggest inspirations right now.
Mm.
Real shit. And I think like I personally don't want to do nothing as far as in this community or in business without her. You know what I'm saying? Because she the type of person you want on your team, or she the kind of person you want to be on her team. Cause she's a winner. You know what I'm saying? Like because she a shooter, she a sniper, and you gonna never see her fucking coming. And I love that about her. So yeah, but she yeah, that's my dog. And that's making black culture as far as the co-founders are concerned. But man, we had a lot of great people, step in with us and help us, like Bunnea, Xavier, cultural loner, Quintessa Hardy, and Drea, the hair expert. Man, she came through and popped her big one with us for real. Shouts out to BP, the videographer. And I know I'm leaving somebody out, but y'all blame it on my head, not my heart. But yeah, go Courtney Waters, Urban CEO. But yeah, but making black culture, we're here to curate black culture in making. Simple as that. It's our goal to socially engineer the people to just give a fuck.
So like,
You know what I'm saying?
so you felt like our black culture wasn't being broadcast enough, being shed in the light.
For sure. Like, I mean, I think that's anywhere besides going to a place like Atlanta.
Hmm.
Um, Yeah, but I also don't think we were in place for that either. Like that's why I've always been a champion of a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? Because
Appreciate that.
y'all created a platform that gave voices, right, to people that normally could not get that type of visibility in this city. Um I think like so let me tell you this. When it was time, When we was working the parade. I'm gonna tell y'all something. We had over 2 months to get this parade together, which is insane. Don't try this shit at home. Like, we had 2 months, and it was slow getting people to sign up. It was the weirdest shit. So, but we were missing a key component that, like, we're doing this for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
because I'll be out and about. I'm always coming across different folks who own businesses and stuff. And I'll be like, hey, we got the Juneteenth parade. And they be like, yeah, I'm coming. I'm bringing the kids. And, we coming to support y'all. Just let me know. And I'm like, you bringing the kids? I'm like, baby, you supposed to be in the parade. Like, you're a black business owner. This is for you. Know what I'm saying? Like, if we're not in the parade, then who the hell else supposed to be in it? And then I had to really realize, like, oh, y'all niggas don't know you supposed to be in parades. Like, because the history of the parades in Macon, it's just the kids dancing, and we show up as spectators to
Support.
see the kids in the band and dancing.
Mm-hmm.
But we barely even participate in those. Cause something about it, we don't see ourselves in it. So even when I'm saying this is a Macon Black Culture Juneteenth parade, it was still like a wall for people. And that's when I knew, like, the work we're doing is so necessary. So, and then the crazy thing is, when I said, baby, you supposed to be in the parade, they mouth would drop. Like, they were like, really? I mean, what I do? Like, they were just like, oh shit, they didn't know. And I'm like, bruh, okay. That means we need to have a pre-conversation with people, right? About why this is important for them to be a part of it. How, and that's when I knew there was like for me, one of the big missions of making black culture is like the heal self-hate.
The who?
Heal self-hate.
Explain on that.
So the one thing that just plagues the black community is self-hate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not your fault. Not that we're not gonna take accountability for, like, keeping it going, but we come from slavery. We were taught to hate ourselves. We end up becoming our murderers. Part of trying to keep up with the Joneses was you trying to keep up with your oppressor. You know what I'm saying? So now you out here moving like your oppressor, acting like your oppressor, and shit against your own
Talking about
folks and against yourself.
you talking about like, yeah, I really don't fuck them niggas.
Yeah.
That shit like that.
Shit like that. It's like, bro, like, okay, cool. Like, or just feeling like the one thing I hate to hear black people say is that's why they be killing us the way we do, cause the way we treat, the way we kill each other, they kill each other too, bro. Like,
Yeah, it just don't get
what? But they
broadcasted.
don't get treated like that, bro. First of all, know this: we been here 400 years. There was a few 100 years we wasn't doing gang banging and shit like that. So what was their reason for hanging us then? You get what I'm saying? So, but that's when I started seeing how deep, how you see yourself through your oppressor's eyes, right? And so now you hate yourself. And the only reason why you would kill somebody who looked just like you is because of your own self-hate. Because if I value myself, I naturally value other people's lives naturally. Cause I understand, like, what that is. So I'm not quick to take a life unnecessarily.
Okay.
Self defense.
Okay. All
All
right. Yeah.
right, but
I'm finna interject real quick.
unnecessarily. But that's until you show yourself that you're not me. You get what I'm saying? Like, once you show me your self hate trying to harm me,
And then we
I
gotta
know
come.
then, like, we ain't the motherfucking same. You know what I'm saying? But so I know this the biggest thing that plagues the community is just self hate. And I want to put love. That's why I started the Room for Everybody from Making initiative years ago. Cause people need something to be proud of. You know what I'm saying? Like, people need to feel seen. People need to feel loved. And just me as a person, that's how I try to move. You know what I'm saying?
But I think nobody ain't never met a person like yourself.
Hmm.
Like, for you to venture off in your life,
Right.
done got a career, done,
Right.
you done seen the world basically,
Right.
and still want to come back and give everybody a chance to become something greater than what they
Right.
think they can be for themselves. So that was one of the things of me meeting you
Right.
that was kind of like, dang, kind of fuck with my mind a little bit. I'm like,
Yeah.
is it like she trying to work a move or something? Cause
Yeah.
you know, I done met different people and people
Right.
having different agendas. So you try to
Right.
like give everyone a chance, but it kind
Right.
of like, damn, like she really for her people. Like
For
she
sure.
really for her people. So that one of the things that was had stuck out to me about yourself. But why? But why is that though? Like, why do you
So
care so much about
about
here?
here. Okay, okay. So let me tell you. It's almost shit just in me, right? Like, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna tell you the whole story. It's short. It's kinda ain't that damn short, but it's short. So bam, my mama, right, born in Tenor Heights. When they was kids, they did like most people did in the South. They moved to New York. So naturally, my whole family is really from Brooklyn. They just were born in Macon, right?
Gotcha.
Boom. So when I would go to Brooklyn during the summers, I would visit all my mama family, and then I go visit my mother. That's my daddy mama, right? So I'm thinking my whole family from Brooklyn. I ain't learned yet. Niggas was born in Tenor Heights, and other niggas was born in Fort Hill, right? So I'm thinking we just from Brooklyn. Then I learned the story. Like, no, your mama left Macon, she went to Brooklyn. Then she went to college in Tuskegee. Then she moved to Chicago, got married to my daddy, I mean to my brother, my sister daddy. He died because she became a widower, moved back to Brooklyn with two little bitty kids as a widower with her family. And she decided, I'm finna move back to Macon. Ain't none of my family here. But I got two little kids. And there was something about making that was pulling her
Bet.
back. Now, my mother is a history teacher. So she big on that, knowing where you come from, know where you going type shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So boom, that's her side. My father left Macon, Georgia, moved to Chicago. What I learned was that they were both in Chicago at the same time. My father knew my brother and my sister, knew of my brother and my sister daddy and everything. My father then went and lived in Brooklyn for a time. That's where his mama at,
Mm.
right? They there like a year or two the same time. Never met each other. Chicago or Brooklyn. The first day my mama moved to Macon, she moved into some apartments over there by Bloomfield. Right across the hall from her lived my auntie Glory. And that's the day she met my dad.
Mm.
Know what I'm saying? So I created because I romanticize shit. I I always felt like they both had to come back here just to create me. I couldn't be created nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, my brother, my sister, they from Chicago, yeah, yeah, yeah. But like, and everybody from Brooklyn, but everybody had to come back here. So I could even be born. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it was something pulling my mama here for some reason. And if you really think about it, it's like, why would a widower with two babies move away from her support system
Yeah.
to go be by herself and kind of come back to a hometown that's not as progressive
Right.
as where she's lived and where she's been? Because, like, my mama, she was the woman who spent summers in Africa when she was in high school. Like, my mama really saw the world, like, for real, for real. But she wanted to live in Macon too. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to raise her kids here, and something spiritually was pulling her towards my father, who was her soulmate. And so for me, I thought about that when I was 11. My mother passed, right? And so in her will, I was supposed to move to Brooklyn with my sister. Me and my sister gonna go to Brooklyn. We gonna live with our aunties and shit. Cause me and my sister ain't got the same daddy, so she couldn't make my sister stay with my father. You know what I'm saying? So, and boy, I put my foot down.
You like, nah.
I ain't going. And just as I'm 11.
11, like,
I'm 11. I'm like, I ain't going. That shit scared everybody. They ain't really know what to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Cause
yeah.
she ain't number 11.
Right.
Like, who what the fuck does she know? She don't get to control it. But I'm on my shit. I'm putting my feet. I'm playing my shit
Yeah.
in the grind. Like, I ain't fucking going. You know what I'm saying? And for me, so much of my life was changing that I didn't want everything to change. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I had took such a tremendous loss. I didn't
For
want to
sure.
lose my community too. Like, cause I knew I was gonna need them just to survive this shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, your support.
Yeah, my
Your
support.
friends.
Like, my support was my community. Yeah, I
Yeah.
spent summers in Brooklyn with my aunties, and I
Yeah, but
love them. Like, my auntie Nee, she my best friend. Like, I love her to life. But these the people who I grew with for real. Like these the people who I'm with every day. Like
Hmm.
I'm gonna need them just to get through this shit, and I ain't going. And they didn't make me go. I stayed with my father. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, there were times when shit was rough and I wondering like, bitch, you should have took your ass to Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the way I loved hip hop growing up, and I'm like, bitch, you could have been working at Def Jam. And,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You'd have probably been out
yeah,
with Rockefeller and shit by now. Like, you'd have
yeah.
probably, your trajectory would have probably already been so deep in hip hop, right? But for me, the love I had here, when my mother died, I saw my community, and not just my community, my city, like my city, the government side of it, the board of education side, the news, the way they covered us, the way they always wrote these beautiful articles about my mother and my family. Like, you don't know how much you need that. You know what I'm saying? Like seeing them be like, hey, pulling up, checking on you. These people you never met before, right? Like even my teacher, she made sure I could go to the middle school my mother taught at, and that shit ain't even in district for me. She just wrote that shit in.
What school with that?
McAvoy.
Okay.
Cause I was going to Union, so I really supposed to go to Miller with the address that I was using. She just wrote that shit in, like, you going to McAvoy. You know what I'm saying? Cause them people gonna understand you. They gonna know what's up with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my best friend was going there too, and she was like, I think y'all need to stay together. So I'm gonna tell your dad to figure it out how you gonna get there and all that shit.
Ain't nothing but the address, people.
Yeah, but tell them and keep my this. I'm really living on the east side. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? At this time, but
You was staying in the forehead at that time?
no, I was staying on off Great Highway that's down in North Hill.
You said Gray Highway?
North Hill apartments. They call Highland
Oh,
Hill now.
Highland Hills now.
Yeah,
Okay.
but back then they were called North Hill.
Okay.
And so yeah, but I was kind of just, I ain't had no community out there because I was just still getting bused to the west side every day.
Hmm.
My father dropped me off in the morning. Everybody in my neighborhood would still let me get off the bus, come stay at their house. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, kick it there, hang out in my neighborhood. My dad'd come get me by like 8 or 9 at night, street lights on. And then, I go back home to the east side. I do it all again the next day. So for me, I saw a community embrace me. I am a village raised child. My mother always believed in the African proverb, it take a village to raise a child. And I am the walking embodiment of a village raised child. So for me, I'm a firm believer in you got to pay what you owe. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause there was people who did shit for me who I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't never, I was just a kid. I ain't
Hmm.
never did
Hmm.
shit for nobody. They ain't owe me shit. They didn't have to step up.
Right.
That's just people with empathy, right? People who see your story on the news and they like, damn, I just want to help, right?
So
With
was it pressure for you though?
Now that shit was all natural for me. Like,
Like being okay, you lost your mother, but you reading shit about your mother, people speaking
oh
highly
yeah.
of your mother,
So
like,
yeah,
oh man,
cause yeah, like I can't walk in too many old school parties right now without people be like, ain't you
yeah.
Miss Tommy daughter? Man, that was my favorite teacher. But I also knew like that's my magic for real. Like
Mm.
I had to embrace it. There's a part of you that wants to forget it, but it ain't about forgetting the magic. You just be wanting to forget the pain of shit, because you only just think about like the lost part. You don't really think about like the magic, like what was really left for you, what was taught for you. Like, so everybody would always say about my mama, like, oh, she just let her children do what the fuck they want to do. Real shit. Like the word they would use, which I ain't know what the fuck it meant when I was a kid, was um she get her children so much leeway. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And
yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
all her sisters would say it,
Hmm.
all women would say it. Like nobody understood the way my mother parented. But one thing I know about my mother, she was raising individuals. She wasn't raising children. She wanted to be clear that we knew who the fuck we were. The base of her raising was life is about choices and consequences. Go outside, go do what you do. I'll let you know when you done made the right choice or the wrong choice. Her shit was if y'all like getting y'all ass whooped on y'all day. You know what I'm saying? And what I liked about her is, let's say you fucked up at the mall one Saturday. You came home, you got your ass whooped. She gonna drop you right back off at the mall next Saturday.
Mm.
Cause it's on you. She's gonna give you the opportunity to develop yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so she raised some very independent thinking. Like, I made great grades. I was intelligent as hell. But I'm gonna get that little end that be like, she got a problem with authority. For sure, but you only say I got a problem with authority because I question you.
Like
Know what
why?
I'm saying? Like, or because I understand that there's a part of you trying to make me assimilate and be like a follower for real, but that
Mm,
ain't me. Like,
yeah.
I'm a leader. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
going to like a majority white school that didn't want to have the smartest girl be black in they school. You know what I'm saying? And it got so bad one time that by the time I got to the fourth, like they would never test me for gifted. My mama had to come up there and like right here about it. So they tested me. Of course, I passed, right? And so when I got to fourth grade, they put me in a class with all the gifted kids. And of course, it's a white teacher who is over the shit. And I just remember this black lady named Miss Childer. She just walked in there. She's like, "Baby, get your stuff. You coming with me?" And the lady's like, "No, she's gifted. She's supposed to be." She's like, "Yeah, she coming with me though," because they had started saying that I wasn't getting the opportunities that a lot of the other kids
Was getting.
were getting that didn't look like me. You know what I'm saying? And so, and it happened again in the fifth grade. Fifth grade, they came and got me out their classroom. Like, hey, she with us
Okay, I want to say this. I feel like back then, like you had real teachers back then.
for sure.
I feel like in today's time, we just got fucking IG models that want to show their ass and be on TikTok and shit. Not really teaching these kids. And they
Right.
just doing that shit for a paycheck. They're not doing it really trying to change these kids' lives. That's what I see. I might be wrong, but that's what I see.
So I think you see that because them the ones that create the platforms for it to be seen. I think it's still some real ones out there, but I think they underappreciated like a motherfucker. They underpaid like a motherfucker. And therefore I think they always gonna create distractions. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think nobody is going to be great at their as good at their job when they lack the resources and they don't feel appreciated. It's a big reason why cops are so aggressive because they are completely underappreciated, not paid. They're underpaid like a motherfucker, but they've been so
You
conditioned.
said police officers
Police
are
officers,
underpaid?
for sure, for what they do, for what they supposed to do. How much would it cost for you to risk your life every day?
I mean, I always was that kid. I ain't never want to be no cop.
Right,
I
for
ain't never
sure.
want to be no firefighter. So when I was little, they say, "Like, what do you want to be?" I was like, "I don't want to be that."
Exactly.
But I don't know,
Exactly. But
nah.
just imagine being the person whose job it is to put your life on. There's a constant threat to your life on a daily basis. What
True.
is the price for that shit?
Yeah,
Right? So what we see in our communities that the pillars and all the people who get paid to protect us, the people who get paid to teach us, they get treated like shit. So how you think they gonna treat us?
I think a teacher reputation is way better than a cop's though.
But is it so? Let me say this: based on what you're saying, the teachers who don't give a fuck, if it's their job to mold the minds
Mhm,
of of every person in this community,
mhm.
you know, and if they not doing that shit right, they're doing way more. They making it where the police gonna be in danger even fucking more because people underdeveloped like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
it's they have the most important job. You damn near spend more time with your teacher than you do with your parents.
Right, right.
You know what I'm
Now I
saying?
agree with you about the teacher being underpaid, but you talking about the police officers. That's the I really don't know how much they should get paid, but it's just over history and time is like some of the niggas just be like some fuck niggas out there, like
No, for sure.
especially
Y'all should get paid
predominantly
shit.
predominantly be like white men
For sure.
that be like really abusing their authority
For
and
sure.
really feel like the tough guy now because they got the badge on them
Right.
and all this backing behind them.
Right.
So like that's why I even the type of cars that I pick, I learned. when I my first car was about Chevy.
Right. Ooh,
I used to get pulled over
Target.
all the fucking
Especially in
time.
a city like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially on the east side, like,
Yeah.
or even when I used to come, whatever.
Right.
But like they used to stop me all the time. So now, all right, I need me a low key car.
For
I
sure.
don't
You want to
need
be
the.
dug off.
Yeah, I don't want to get pulled over.
Yeah. Well, like in a city like Atlanta, niggas wouldn't they wouldn't even stop you because
Right.
that's so regular there.
Is right.
It's so regular for black luxury and they know that that doesn't mean this person is involved in anything that's illegal. It's not the prototype there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But in a city like this, it's almost down to the dope boy starter pack. You know what I'm saying? They have an old school and all this shit. But now, what if I just appreciate cars just like
Mhm.
everybody else, just like a collector does, right?
Right. Right.
I ain't no different than that. I think with police, I think it goes down to the psyche. You are just not born a fuck nigga. You ain't born one. And what you gotta look at is a lot of the demographic that become police officers. 9 out of 10, everybody who go be police officers started out poor, come from poverty.
Okay.
They target you. They target you for shit like that and for the army. Poverty. Kids who ain't never had shit, kids who don't feel seen, need to feel important and shit, cause they ain't never felt important, never had.
They
Cause
watch.
don't get it fucked up. Like the 1% that they talk about on the news got everybody fucked up. Not just black folk. Everybody. And see, this the thing I got a problem with the world with this. Y'all understand math, except when it comes to this 1% and 99% shit. You'll know you're the 99, but will feel inferior to the one. That's the craziest shit to me.
But
Like,
don't that one like really play it the 99%?
but you wouldn't even be the one if you weren't getting the bread from the 99%. If the 99 wasn't working for you, if the 99 wasn't spending their bread with you, where would you be? You were just, you just really out thought every goddamn body, but it's still, you had the master plan for sure.
Mhm.
But your shit wouldn't work if the 99 did not do their part. So the 99, and this how they fuck with the 99. They break it up. They break us up by color, right? Like let's divide them by that. Boom, poverty. But we all poor, right? We all getting the shit end of the stick from the 1%, but now we gonna hate each other. You think about it. I always tell people there was, you remember when the shit happened with Donald Sterling and Magic Johnson?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Everybody was like, oh, he hate him because he a black man. I said that shit ain't, let me tell y'all something. Racism ain't the biggest problem in this country. It's a problem. It's not the big, that's a poor people problem. The biggest issue dividing this country is classism. It's about bread. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where the power is. Donald Sterling is more offended that this fucking basketball player, he look at you like a worker. You were a worker to him. Get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You don't have no business elevating to the ranks of being a fucking owner.
It's race too now. It's
And
race too.
listen, like I said, racism one of the issues. It
Mhm.
just like the biggest one.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but the biggest problem is they're more concerned. That's why they hate Jay-Z. Cause it ain't just about black, cause they know not too many black people gonna be able to do that.
For sure.
Right? The problem is to make new money folks try to be old money folks. See, old money, see, they even in the 1% don't even include new money. Uh-uh.
Okay, well you mean somebody don't include new money like
People who just got money.
the yeah, they just got
Now
money.
these old
Yeah.
money is people who families been getting money
Yeah.
800 fucking years.
Yeah.
They been passing gold
Mhm.
down. Like these bitches don't
Yeah.
got gold and shit and
Yeah.
shit like that. They come from them old long families, names and all that shit.
Mhm.
The problem is to not let the 99% get no ideals. Right? Cause then the shit might start turning into the 7%. And the damn, 93%. You get what I'm saying?
Ooh
Next thing
wee.
you know, it's the 23%. And the goddamn, do you get what I'm
Yeah, I get
saying?
what you're saying.
And so, and they don't want, and not like I said, I ain't gonna take race out of it, but really deep down, let me tell you something about rich folks. It ain't enough black people on their level for them to even demonstrate racism. Think about it. Why would I be spend my day being racist when it ain't no rich black people around? I don't know, I ain't with rich people, wealthy people. I don't even get to exercise racism because y'all ain't even where I'm at. Get what I'm saying? You're not where I am. So I don't even exercise that. So my shit, my tool of division is just money. Oh, everybody here got money? Well shit, my family been had money though.
Mm-hmm.
See, you Mark Zuckerberg, you just got money. You got it, but nigga, you just got it. Get what I'm saying? I come from a long line. So that means not only do I got bread, I got currency, I got relationships. I got long families who owe my family from down there 100 years ago. I'm deep in there, right?
Just like no Murdochs from
Come on. When
South
we go to
Carolina.
talking about them Rothschilds and
Yeah,
shit like that,
yeah.
that's real power because they have develop those relationships. And so once you understand, because we just thinking everybody just black and white. Baby. A lot of them folks don't even get to be around black people to even demonstrate racism. Because all racism is a demonstration. You ain't gotta like somebody. But once I come disrespect you because of it, that's an issue. That's when we not dealing with racism shit, right? Or fuck nigga shit, right? Because it don't matter. If I don't like T Col and long as I stay out of T Col face, who give a fuck, right?
Facts.
But the minute I decide that T Cole needs to care that I don't fuck with him, now we dealing with fuck nigga shit. So I need everybody to understand that a lot of the wealthy don't even see enough black people where they are to even demonstrate racism and shit. They're more concerned that we are going to throw this shit off balance. That we go to getting bread and getting smart and playing the game like they played, and this shit gonna start tilting. That's what they don't want.
All right, so I want to fight back on you right now.
All
All right,
right.
you saying people in that 1% that's surrounded by all this shit, they ain't even quote unquote studying race.
I ain't saying I ain't studying
Cause
it.
I've been saying now that one person that one dot that come in the mix
For sure.
that just had
But
bought the house on the
but
corner.
but they knew money though.
They knew money. Just like you said, it
Cause
come
see,
in the
they
fact though.
respect bread,
They respect bad.
but you knew money.
Yeah, but when we finally move on that new block
Yeah,
now, and they see us outside, we always had the
yeah,
housewarming party.
for
All
sure,
our family pulling up, we
for
cooking out
sure,
and shit, right?
for
We just
sure,
being ourselves, right?
for sure.
Oh, me, Suzanne gonna ride by on her golf cart looking like this the whole
What the
time. We
fuck?
stand, but like, you see that bitch over there? She keep on
Yeah,
riding the golf cart around.
yeah.
So that racism shit will kick in with them along with the new money aspect though.
For sure.
So I just think that like, okay, yeah, you saying they're not surrounded by us and don't even think about it. I think once we come into the picture, that's when it do kick in
But
automatically.
let me say this.
Okay,
Let me say this to your point.
okay,
If we talking 1%,
for
right?
sure.
You ain't even gonna move on their block without them had already known you before that. You wouldn't even got in the 1% without have dealt with them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay, I get what you're
You
saying. Yeah,
do you get what I'm
yeah,
saying? You're
along the way
only
to your
coming
journey.
in this door if they open this motherfucking door for you. So by the time you building a house on they block, y'all done already. If we talking like, I'm talking about like
Yeah, big shit.
wealth, because I
Yeah.
don't know if there's anybody black yet in the 1%, like American, not in the one.
How much
I'm telling you,
billions you
bro.
talking about?
Listen,
How many billions you talking
and not
about?
only just big, like I said, I'm going back. I'm talking old money.
Yeah.
I'm talking. I ain't talking about this entertainment money. Cause you saw Kanye went from being worth a billion to,
That wasn't liquid though.
but you see how simple it was for them to knock him down though.
He did that shit to himself.
But what I'm saying is, but guess what? The Rothsteins can't do it to themselves. It don't matter what the fuck they say, they gonna still
Okay,
be
you
in the
saying,
1%.
and you going back to the old money
They
concept.
cause you can't even touch them. They control it. Right? Because they control what perception is. They own all the media, like you say, the Murdochs. And they tell us who's what. When they wanted us to think the empower Kanye, they told black people he was a billionaire because they know black people respect big bank. Big bank gonna always take little bank to black people. Period. Poor people. Let me be clear.
Okay.
Not black people, but poor people. Poverty will always glamorize the rich, right? And so when they wanted to empower Kanye, that's all they talked about was his money. As soon as they wanted to neutralize Kanye, they made him a broke nigga.
he just did that shit to himself.
No doubt about it.
Like it just like okay, man. I can't. I run the Kanye topic right now. I was like the biggest Kanye West fan
Right.
growing up. Like first time I heard Through the Wire, I was like, man, what the
My
fuck
God,
is
that shit
this?
fucked me up too. Yeah.
And it went from like me style wise
Fact.
dressing, I'm trying to figure out how I can buy me some babe. I ain't know what the
Right.
hell Louis Vuitton was back then.
Right.
I'm online trying to search for this. Oh
Right.
shit, this is a 1200. All
Fact.
right, I can't put this on the list. But
Right. Right.
but like that whole way until the new age, old school. I ain't playing it anyway.
Yeah.
But
Right.
but this
Gangster,
new the
bro.
new wave he started coming on. I been jumped off of it though,
Right.
cause I felt like he was higher than
For
what he was
sure.
supposed to be.
For sure.
So it kind of like you shit on your own people just to get an inch ahead. I felt like you not for the people that what you were preaching about in the beginning of your career.
Cause he's not the same person that he was in the beginning of his career. See, once you go out in the world and you see shit, and this ain't me excusing the bullshit from Kanye, cause the bullshit is the
The
bullshit.
bullshit.
And with me with Kanye, I'm just like you. You know, I've been dying since through the wire too, for sure. Probably even before just when the Blueprint production, right? I want to know who the fuck was the kid that produced
No
X,
soul.
Y, and Z, right? And so, but how I handle Kanye is like, Kanye a fucking Gemini.
I'm a Gemini
Really, T Col.
for sure.
Interesting. We'll get back to that. Interesting. I see now I gotta watch you. Cause you got me fooled. And now that you got me fooled, I just ain't been around you long enough. Tell you something, I was raised with a Gemini and a Scorpio.
uh,
Baby, and I'm a Sagittarius, so just know. I know y'all motherfuckers like the back of my hand. So, but with him, I think Kanye, once he saw shit, and I think Kanye wanted to, I think for him, he had and I ain't, let me say that, because one thing I learned in the last year too, I ain't speaking for niggas.
you
Niggas
see,
gotta speak for themselves.
hey, Sin, you hear this? She trying her best to cape for
No,
Kanye
no,
right now.
no, I'm not caping for Kanye. Let me just break down what happens to a person as you grow. Like he's not gonna be the same person that he was, or be able to make decisions based on the scope of people where he was at, because he's in a different place with new people. Like a lot of rich black people,
What about your
those ain't,
core?
huh?
What about your core? Your core values, ethics, morals. Even if life changes, like I'm not. I'm just saying.
So, but from the beginning, can we say this about Kanye?
Yes, yes.
That Kanye always been out for Kanye. Can we say that? Kanye is Kanye's biggest fan.
Mhm,
Kanye, don't nobody love Kanye like Kanye.
mhm.
Like Kanye has always been about Kanye. So what we got to know is he gonna do what's best for him at all motherfucking time. First. First. If it can help a few of us, cool. But the nigga gonna do, his mind can change and he gonna change that motherfucker because it's what he wanna do. Like again, this ain't me caping for Kanye. Cause Kanye exhausts me sometimes when he in the media and I have to tune out. I do because I hate the shit he said about
Slavery was a choice.
nah, I ain't hate that.
You didn't hate that.
Hell nah,
You
I
really
ain't
felt like
hate that.
you really felt like slavery was a choice for our
So
people.
let me say this. I think clickbait, people say the one line.
I watched it off of
Slave,
TMZ.
me too, but what do you focus on when you watch it? So for me, when he said slave was, he's like 400 years. 400 years. Even like even right now today, cause we still in them 400. What we doing? At some point, what do we decide? What we got to know is some people jumped off that motherfucking boat. Some people did.
Yeah,
Some people said, fuck that. I'm straight. Like, I'm not finna live like these bitches ain't finna do me like that. That's a real choice. And one thing about people and shit, people love to use the analogy, you know, I ain't got a gun to your head, thinking once you got a gun to your head, you no longer have a choice.
oh no, you still got a
You
choice.
still got a choice.
Yeah.
With a gun to your head, that does not mean you have to bow to whatever somebody asking from you. You gonna have to take accountability for the choice that you made to just buy down, but you chose to buy down. You weren't forced to buy down, bro.
Listen,
And granted, nobody should have to make choices with guns to their head.
okay,
You know, that's an unhealthy and toxic ass environment.
right.
But in a toxic environment, this was the choice that I motherfucking made. So some of us jumped off ships. Some of us went with that shit. Some of us died trying to run. Some of us died trying to fight. Some of us was fighting being raped and shit. Everybody didn't lay down.
Facts, facts,
Everybody did not lay down.
facts.
And we need to know that first. A lot of us rebelled. A lot of us did not take that shit sitting down. So there were some people who were choosing freedom.
So you think that not everyone with that weak gene got passed along? That's still inside our
Bro,
blood to
listen,
this
shit
day.
in your DNA. That's why everybody, black people need therapy. If you black, go get a therapist. I don't give a fuck if you think your life fine. You need to go work on your DNA. Because a lot of this shit is just in you. It ain't on you. And you don't understand why you so fucking scary. You know what I'm saying? You don't know why you so fucking scary. You know what I mean? Like I tell you about PTSD, you know about you popping the shit. Like I'm only, loud noises will trigger me. I ain't scared. You
Yeah,
know, everybody should be concerned about what happened once I get triggered. Get what I'm saying?
for sure.
I'm just proactive, right? So don't, I ain't popping that shit because it's a thing. Like, now don't shoot no guns around me. Like, I don't know what the fuck might, what the fuck I might do, right?
Yeah,
So, but I wasn't ready to be scared. Know what I'm saying? And so I come from a free thinking woman who gave her children hella leeway. I came from a free thinking man. My father was in the Nation of Islam. You know what I'm
word.
saying? Like, word.
That hard.
Bro, like, I grew up seeing this shit. I grew up in it. I grew up with revolutionary parents. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I grew up in the Tubman Museum and it was right up there
Yeah, I remember.
on Mulberry, bro. Like, I
Yeah,
grew up there. I grew up in them back rooms in the meetings they was having about black empowerment and making and shit. You know, my mother let me just sit in her lap as long as I was quiet, right? And then we get in the car, she gonna ask me like, "So what you thought about what you heard?" You know what I'm saying?
really.
Yeah. So this shit here that I'm doing, I ain't reinventing damn well. I'm just picking up where my mom left off at. Get what I'm saying? See, all the things I'm doing is for my legacy. And my legacy is that I'm Pixie and Bull daughter. And I'm gonna remind this city who daughter I am. You know what I'm saying? When you write about my family the next time, it ain't gonna be about tragedy and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's gonna be about triumph and shit like that. And I feel like I owed my parents that. I feel like I owed myself that. And I owed my city that. My parents didn't come back here for no reason. They didn't come here and create me for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So my birth always had a purpose to it. And so yeah, when I went off and I went and did shit, man, let me tell you, I always kept an address here because I always was gonna vote here. You know, that's how much I always cared about making.
Damn.
Like I'm always gonna vote here. It ain't gonna never I'm never gonna lose the right to vote here. My family live here. This is home to me. I tell people all the time, like, home is home no matter what. You know, a lot of people take home for like granted and shit. But when you was a kid and you lost shit and your home got shaken up, you learn to hold on to what you do have. Like for some people, home is a house. See, I don't have my childhood home and shit. After that, I was, living with my auntie and my dad in apartments. That ain't home to me. We moving around. So what I got for home? Macon. It's the city.
Okay.
I'm home with no matter where I'm at out here in these streets. I born on the west. You know what I'm saying? Moved to the east, became a pillar over there. You know what I'm saying? I started throwing parties in high school. When I went to McAvoy, I created them relationships on the south side. I was pretty much very protected and loved everywhere. So for me, home was no matter what. Home was with me, and home was here. And wherever I laid my feet here, laid my head here, that's home. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta take care of home. You gotta sweep around your own front porch. You get what I'm saying? If the core of my shit ain't right, I'm not right. I don't want to be worried about making. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be able to come to making and feel free when I step here. And I be like, oh shit, I gotta come down here. I gotta watch out for goddamn. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like it's always some shit Nah, bro.
Yeah, it be
It's not
shit like that.
always,
Be
huh?
shit like that.
For sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that,
Come on,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? Like, but that's coming from like everybody. You know, let me say
That
this.
shit made me be like, man, fuck these niggas, man.
So, but it's for adult niggas, and I think this is the other thing I want us to do as people. We gotta start putting names on shit. We can't keep generalizing
The
everything.
whole,
Yeah, because black people are not monolithic. We are not all the same.
for sure.
And one thing I hate that we do as a people is throw black people under the bus and make it under the bus because you too scared to put a motherfucking name on it.
Okay, that part right there, that second part that you just said, I hate when I see people that just move away.
Oh my
They
God.
they ain't look look
Yeah,
look look look.
okay.
They ain't never been in here in county.
Right.
You know they staying
Oh,
in
that's why I left.
yeah
Oh
yeah.
my God. That's why I don't see how y'all stay
Come
down
on,
there.
come on.
Oh my, let me say, me, I ain't never been, no matter where I be, I'm making to the car. I'm going home. I'm going home for the weekend. I love making. I fuck with making. I'm gonna help everybody in making still, no matter where I am. I ain't never been that girl because I don't respect that. At the end of the day, if you had an experience here, speak on your experience that you
Yeah,
had.
yeah.
Put a name on who fucked you over and shit. You know, say who it was. But don't throw the whole city up on the bus because it's unfair to the people who are here,
Mhm.
putting in work, who could probably go be somewhere else and be way more successful, way quicker, right? But they giving a fuck about the quality of life in this city, and so they're sacrificing their time trajectory, right? Because being down here trying to get some shit done, black is a long road, man. That shit ain't for the weak.
Oh, no no no
Oh
no.
my God.
Shit, we 3
Because
years
oh
in.
my God, because the first thing you have to do is, and what everybody forgets to do, and you bring me in, I'm gonna help you with this. You ain't even convinced the people to fuck with you yet. That they even care about your product. Cause they have to care first. Like to even embrace your product. Like it be a long road just trying to sell it to somebody who don't even know why they even need it. Right? Like I told you about the parade. Like people don't get like somewhere you can sit up there and listen to the Breakfast Club and watch 13 WMAZ. You could be watching a spade and learning about the people who walking around in your community. There could be resources here that you did not know about. Right? There could be people who you probably got a bright idea. You looking for some shit the whole while. The dude done been on a spade telling he got the business that you're looking for. You don't even know because you won't tap in, right? So for me, we have to. You don't get how hard it is trying to save for people who don't want to be motherfucking saved.
Big
So we
facts.
first gotta just convince you to just give a fuck about yourself. Like, listen, no, give a fuck about these kids. Like, give a fuck about your yard for right. So the whole thing you got to know how to do it. Don't be out here. I had to tell. I was working with Cure Violence, which is a nonprofit that's based in Pleasant Hill. They help kids in underprivileged community. But it's a lot of violence over there, right?
Mhm.
Well, it was. I'm not sure about how it is now because they've been doing a lot of great work. So this one kid, they own it. The kid, did some bullshit. It's definitely some bullshit. As soon as he walk in the door, they on his ass. Like
Mhm.
men. But it's just men shit though.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I'm sitting there as a woman, I'm like, woo, cause the mother and me just like, but I'm like, let men do men shit. I'm a firm believer in that now.
Okay.
I
Okay.
won't stay out of it. Cause they gotta be tough on it. And once everybody just was like, wash their hands and walked out, I was just like, baby, how was your day? Cause first of all, they folks ain't asked you how the fuck you was doing. But that ain't what men finna do. Men, you walking the door, they finna get straight motherfucking to what the issue is. So they asked him like, you don't care about your community? You don't care about this? And I was just like, hold on. Let me get in here right quick. I don't think we asking the right question. I was like, baby, do you feel like your community give a fuck about you? He like, uh-uh. I said, so we can start asking him why the fuck he don't give a fuck about his community, y'all. Where the fuck is his community show him they give a fuck about him?
But is that a truth though?
It's
Because
not an excuse, but it's a behavior.
I'm just saying like,
No, 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 not an excuse, but a behavior.
okay,
Right? See, a
behavior,
lot of time it's nature and nurture.
right?
Environment plays a major role. Like One thing I learned about being on the east side, and remind me to circle back to this shit about environment. I got to the east side, the most interesting thing, it was culture shock. One, it was never black people everywhere. That's just culture. I don't give a fuck. I'm black. I do black shit, but I've been in a majority white school, and I'm learning how different shit is. It's culture shock. But the biggest culture shock for me was that I learned that poverty controlled culture over there. See, where I was from, I went to school with a lot of like rich kids and like, but it wasn't about the rich that made you powerful. It was about kids that stepped. Like I'm popular because I'm smart. I'm popular because I got high achievements and shit. I'm popular because I'm really that bitch and I do this. Like I'm outside and like I'm in my community and I'm on the news for doing great shit. I'm not popular because I dropped out. I'm not popular because I beat bitches up. I ain't popular because I was beat bitches. You know what I'm
That
saying?
what
But
you found on the east side?
yeah.
You ain't lying at
No,
all.
like I learned
You
that
ain't lying.
poverty kids
You ain't lying.
who, the kids who wasn't doing shit, the kids who was disrupting class every goddamn day,
Yeah.
that's who everybody looked to as like they ran the school. And I was just like, whoa, this
Yeah.
I am not. So my cousin, same as me, highly intelligent, smart as fuck. Me and her shared a room. I'd hear her on the phone. She older than me. She on the phone flexing to her friends like, girl, I ain't finna do nothing but go in there and cheat. We making your cue cards right now
Yeah.
to study. Me and you together study. So I asked her. I said, bro, like, why you always be lying to these folks, acting like you don't study and like you gonna cheat and shit. She like, well, it's not really cool to be smart. She
That's
was like, that's
facts.
not like you. That ain't like that for you. I said, hell no, I'm from like I get put on a.
High pedestal.
I'm that bitch because I'm the smartest.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't know that life for real, and I remember I kind of just sat back at Apple and like, oh, because I'm used to running shit. And I kind of just sat back like, I don't know about this because this is kind of.
Different.
And I remember I was so cool when people would meet me. I don't know, you in Apple, like they team one, they would always be like, that's the nerd team and shit. But
Yeah.
I'm in team one,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah. That
team
had
two,
me,
like,
bro.
oh, that's the
Mm-hmm.
hype team, whatever. That's the word back in the 90s, y'all. So when people would meet me, they would say shit like, you in team one? Oh, you should be in team two. Like, why the fuck I gotta be in team two? I'm in team one. I'm in the gifted team. That's where the fuck I'm supposed to be because I'm gifted.
Yeah.
I'm smart, but why do I have to be in a box like that? Like, why is it not okay for me to be both?
Yeah.
Right? Like, why I got to now come over the team? Why I got to give up my gifted class
But I feel like
because I'm
that's
cool in here? Like,
the black community though.
for sure.
Because there's that shit all over the world. Like,
But let's say poverty. Though. Let's say
well, what poverty,
let's start
poverty,
putting
poverty,
names
poverty,
on shit.
poverty, poverty.
Yeah,
You
let's
told
start
us,
putting names on
yeah,
shit.
yeah, that part right there.
Yeah,
Because that was the shit. I mean, I grew up over there too, and that was the
right.
same thing. But
Fact.
me hearing how like, okay, me and you fuck with Nip, right?
Right. For sure.
I
For
feel
sure.
like he did that in order to survive, to hide what he really was interested in.
For sure.
That how brilliant he was behind closed doors. He couldn't display that out. But he was like, shit, well, I probably I gotta put on the blue rag. I gotta get down. I gotta, do this to kind of get my message across to people. Kind of be like a chameleon.
Yeah.
That I kind of like relate to, like being a chameleon. You gotta learn how to move to
Cause
get your point
it's his
across.
environment.
Yeah,
He couldn't get out. If they just would have moved him somewhere else. Now, granted, in LA they do shit like they'll let you catch a bus to another high school and shit,
yeah,
but he still gotta come home
right,
to this shit.
right.
So he learned the lay of the land and played the game for where he was. That's environment.
Hmm.
But the other part of him that was revolutionary because there was a small piece of his environment that was in Eritrea, where he's his father and shit from.
Correct.
He had that culture in his family that was Creole and shit from Louisiana on his mom and them side. So he had a lot of like me. I was different than a lot of people because I spent them summers in Brooklyn. I am big on culture because I grew up in a place. I grew up visiting a place and spending a lot of time there that was rich with culture. Rich. You go to New York, man. It's all these different national, and nobody is assimilating to nobody's shit. The only thing that I saw that bridged them together was like music, hip hop and shit. Everybody had that similarity, but that's it. Everybody was they would you knew everybody on your block could be black, but you would know who the Jamaicans were, who the song, cause just the way they moved, the way they stuck to their shit. And so I grew up doing that every summer, seeing how just one block would throw their own block party, right? Like how Macon have street parties for the whole city. Like you was proud of your one block. And they treated that shit like the embassy and like this is our shit.
Yeah.
And if you come over here talking shit, the whole block on your ass and like everybody protect each other. And what I learned, what I loved about it is though I was young there, my family was grown at that time. Everybody they grew up there. You know what I'm saying? Like they never even left the motherfucker. I can still go to that. I can go to Logan Street right now. My family's still there. The Bunkley's still there. You know what I'm saying? Like the other families I fuck with, somebody in their family's still there. You know, and so having a cornerstone like that, that's how I always wanted Macon to be like to me. Like Macon was just like a little Logan Street to me. You know what I'm saying? But I want to go back to and just to piggyback on you saying like you got caught up, Nip got caught up, me too. Oh, it finally got my ass too.
Okay.
About 18, 19 and shit.
Yeah, I was straight in high school with that shit.
Bruh. Because I ran with suburban kids all day. I never wanted to run with the streets. Never. It just wasn't my shit. That just ain't me. I don't like being in danger. I did all that when I was a kid. Not me, but it was elements in my household that, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
That brought danger into my house. And so I saw how real street shit could really get and the kind of losses you could take. You know, I lost my mother behind shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So for me, I don't play with shit like that. So I don't want to hang with you. I don't give a fuck you gang. I ain't with that shit. Don't bring no guns around. I ain't with it. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all out here playing, but I done seen how far this shit can really go.
For sure.
So for me, once I hung around suburban kid, and I just started seeing our suburban kids want to be street kids. They want to go run around and folk here. Everybody go get the little girlfriend in the projects and shit. You know, who mama let you have in hard work and all that old shit, right?
Mhm.
Now you want to just go, your family done work hard, built this life for you. Now you over there in the hood buying dope. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
snorting a little bit, you doing X, Y, Z.
I
Yo, you
agree
know
with
your
that.
parents don't understand what the and everybody don't get it. Everybody like, these boys come from good homes. These girls come from good homes. But a lot of people don't know the trauma that a lot of people deal with, and that people will escape to a place of reflection. If I don't feel good about myself, if when I look in the mirror, all I can see is how unworthy I am, do the shit that happened to me,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go where people had a similar pain at. And then we all think the grass green on the other side. You don't know that them people would rather come to your damn neighborhood.
Instantly.
Instantly, like you so busy trying to run here, and they'd rather be running there.
Yeah.
And that's where the shit get fucked up at, right? Instead of
Yeah.
you even trying to come in and pull them out, no, you want to just come be there with them. And so I got caught up, man, from about 18. I got depressed like a motherfucker. Like, I was dealing with like real deal depression. Like you know how your life just catch up with you and
Oh yeah.
shit
Oh
for
yeah.
sure. Like you no longer can suppress this shit. You can't. There ain't no good grade or no party that's gonna like cover your pain
Move
and
over.
shit.
Yeah.
And boy, like when I my senior year, I just was like, fuck this shit. And I don't
Wow.
care no more. Cause you felt like,
Yeah. That.
you was somewhere where Karen was not translating or wasn't producing the results that
Mhm.
Karen should. And I just like, don't nobody else have to care. Like, why I gotta keep fucking caring? Like it so yeah, it was a lot of pressure at that point for me. Like being that girl, I was tired. When you the girl doing everything, you putting, your side of town on your back, you putting your school on your back to try to create this experience. Cause bitch, I grew up watching Saved by the Bell. Like I want a Bayside high school experience and shit. And Northeast was not giving me that. And I had to jump out there and create that, force that shit, make people want to do this kind of shit with me. I got tired as hell. It was just like, bruh, I'm tired. It's too fucking much. Y'all don't give a damn. I don't give a fuck.
Everybody
Y'all
want to be
won.
cool.
And you know what? I'm too cool though for school.
Don't want to do shit.
Too cool for school. I was like, bro, no, like,
Nigga, I was going to my dances.
bro,
I
what?
love my homeboy. Oh,
Listen,
so y'all ain't got your ID? I got mine. Well, I'm going to the dance. Then fuck
you
that.
get what I'm
I'm
saying?
finna get on. You
What
know.
would that rather do? Go hang out on the cars where fights gonna break out at 9 out of 10. Somebody stupid, a nigga who been dropped out of school gonna pull up and shoot this bitch up. I used to hate. Fuck, I ain't gonna name you niggas. But fuck you niggas who used to pull up the Burger King after the football game
Ah,
and shoot that bitch up.
I mean that
Cause you
was a
done
no go
dropped
for
out of
us.
motherfucking school and you mad cause you probably bitter seeing all your peers, you know, still in school, happy and shit, innocent as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And y'all pulling up wanna just destroy what the fuck we got going on, bruh. Fuck y'all niggas,
All
bruh.
right. So I wanna get this right here.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to you. Going back to the Juneteenth thing, but
Okay.
by making that a whole week festivity,
For
right?
sure.
And then also by using your resources by getting shoot. I don't
Yeah.
even know what the fuck to say.
Yeah.
Like one of them guys with the bars that
For
really
sure.
like care about his community as well.
For
I ain't
sure.
talking about just where he's from, but I'm talking about if you black and you for a cause, he with it.
We
And I'm
with it for
talking about
sure.
Big KRIT. And for
Yeah.
you to get him
Yeah.
to perform at another black establishment was
Yeah.
super big. So I want to
Yes.
salute you on that.
Thank you. You know, I've been holding that card for a minute.
Oh, you heard what I said when
Yeah.
I said, oh, you had that
Yeah.
card, then
Yeah. I've been
yeah,
holding it. Cause
yeah,
I wasn't gonna bullshit with that
yeah,
card. I
yeah,
was not gonna
yeah.
bullshit because this card, I mean, I ain't gotta pay for shit. I ain't gotta pay for nothing.
Hmm.
He paid for his own sprinter. He got himself here. He just came through cause he loved me for real. Like
Hmm.
and it wasn't even a card for real, for real. I ain't even have to try hard, just to be honest.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't have to put no pressure on him. He just called me. He was like, "Hey, I hear you doing something. I hear you. Do you need me to help you?" I'm like, "Uh huh, yeah." And he was like, "Bet, tell me when it is, what I got to do, and I got you." And every day since then, he has told me how proud of me he is. Whatever I need, he love what I'm doing in my community. Whatever he need my help with, he love making. He want to come back here earlier in the day so he can really like see this shit and explore it. Know what I'm saying? Like he really fucked with that. Like we just left from doing like a freedom festival in Birmingham. Like just like T Col say, he really with this shit. Like if you black and you about empowering black folk, he's normally the artist that you call. You know what I'm saying? And it's because he got such a history being born and raised in Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? So
For sure.
he know what it's like. You know what I'm saying? And he through his music wants to revolutionize. You know what I'm saying? And want to help people evolve and be empowered. And man, he had just kind of hit a part. I know a lot of y'all thought this was a show, and you felt like, oh, it wasn't marketed right, bro. It was what it was. Because let me be clear with y'all about something. Everybody who was there because they supported Macon Black Culture and they
Hmm.
supported Juneteenth,
Hmm.
and that's who we wanted to be in the building with. Big KRIT was just a perk. We didn't get him to come about 3 4 days before the party, right? So it wasn't gonna be marketed. Once it pretty much sold out. Almost was sold out before we even announced he was coming. So, but if y'all want a concert, we can do that. Be clear, we already been talking about that. We
Yeah.
can do that too. You know what I'm saying? But that was not a concert. That was just another black man seeing a black initiative in a town similar to one he grew up in. And that was my friend, showing up. And please believe, like I pulled all my cards. I pulled all of them shit. I called a spade a spade. We hit them like, hey, what can we do together? We couldn't figure it out
It was on a
logistically.
Saturday. That was very tough with
Yeah,
our schedule.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah. It's like, we couldn't figure it out. But
yeah. Najee had one to put
yeah,
on
no, for
record
sure.
with like what it
Listen, bro,
was.
Make Black Culture gonna spin
Yeah.
the block every
Yeah.
time. Like
Yeah.
we coming back to a spade a spade. You
Yeah.
get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's for us. I wanted to anybody who I ever because I do a lot for people on the low. I do a lot for people behind the scenes that I don't advertise and I don't speak on it. But that's if you hear the way folk talk about me and you wondering why, that's why. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit that I do for people. And so it was nothing. When I put the bat signal out, when I threw the motherfucking hat in there, y'all know what I'm talking about. When I threw that goddamn hat in there, people pulled up. I was not disappointed by anybody. Everybody knew what you need. B one of them guys. B know how to go out there. Folks they respect him so much. B what you need. Tally, he another one. You send him out the door, he coming back with some shit. You know what I'm saying? Nadia, man, she came back with so much shit. Like I want to tell Macon that I appreciate y'all. Like 100, because we would not have pulled it off without y'all. Honest to God. And there was a fucking thunderstorm the morning of the parade. Huge. We talking like hurricane level shit. And a lot of y'all still pulled up. Y'all was out there in that thunderstorm, ready to line up. Y'all came out and the sun came out right on time. Shouts out to the sun when it was time for us to roll through the city. And it was just a beautiful moment. And y'all came and y'all kicked it with us. Y'all donated, you know what I'm saying? Y'all sponsored, y'all contributed, and that's my tribe. You know what I'm saying? If you was down with that, you my tribe. Period. I want to fuck with people who care about black people. It ain't about your color, because they kept asking us on the news, like, oh, who is this for? Who is this for? This is for people who care about freedom for all people. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't about your color. If you care about the freedom for all people and the empowerment for all people, right? Then it's for you. Because we take our allies now. You ain't got to look like me to be about me. You know what I'm saying? To give a fuck about me. I give a fuck about everybody. I just like to sweep my front porch first. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't come into the world if I ain't got my porch straight, if I ain't got my street straight, if I ain't got my side of town, if I ain't got the east side right, if I ain't got Macon right. You get what I'm saying? How I'm gonna go to the White House and I ain't even got my shit together?
For sure.
Know what I'm saying? I ain't got my people right. Know what I'm saying? I ain't got my family straight. Like, even just me doing Juneteenth, it helped me heal some things in my family. Right? Like, I be out here running, chasing. Sometimes you can be so much in the mission, you neglecting certain shit
For sure.
at home, and you think everybody just understand it.
Nah, that's not the
Right?
case.
Like, everybody understand. Mina, she out here,
Yeah.
she this. Oh, there was a time, cause in my mind, I'm like, no, there was a time where everybody had me in their pocket, and whenever you call me, I'm there, I'm pulling up. And then I just decided one day I was gonna be selfish. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be, no, it's my turn. You know what I'm saying? And I'm finna go, but anything you gotta find balance. And then you realize, boy, I've been out here a long time.
All right, I got another
I
question.
ain't checked back in yet.
I got another question.
Yeah.
Why I don't see you next to Bob like that?
Ooh. Funny shit. So, boom. Soon as we left that podcast last year, you know me,
I seen it. I seen it. I seen it. I was like, oh shit.
man, listen, and I ain't gonna say too much, but me and Bob Lennon had to part ways, business wise. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, like, I need to do my own episode of Space Pack. That was
This
an
is
awkward ass
it.
episode.
This is it.
Now,
This
that's what I'm
is
saying, but that was an
it.
awkward ass episode. Like,
Yeah,
we had not talked.
really.
We had not talked. You
Mm.
remember I hit y'all like, did he
Yeah,
agree to do it?
yeah, yeah,
Cause
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
And I just wanted to be professional. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? I ain't want
yeah,
to turn it down.
yeah,
Lord, I hope I ain't saying too much. Cause listen, me and Bob Lennon straight.
yeah.
Me and Bob Lennon in a good place. Congratulations to him. He just had a baby. We're in a good place. But me and Bob Lennon, we had an issue last year. And it's only cause he bald and I'm Muse. And sometimes that's not a good combination. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I just ain't gonna let shit. You gonna have to stand on shit when it come to me.
Cause like, cause I gotta get to the shits, man.
Yeah.
Like I got to. So I ain't gonna lie, like After we wrapping up, I see him. It fucking raining outside.
It
He's standing in
raining.
the goddamn rain.
Oh, yeah.
I leave.
Yeah.
I go. I think we had pulled up the vibes and everything. I come back. I swing back around. Y'all niggas still out there
In
talking
the rain.
in the rain.
Poor Potna V. Let me say something about Potna V. Potna V was like, he didn't know if he should leave or not. Potna V, and I fuck with you about that, because you got to make sure black women straight. But he being nosy, but he just still like,
Oh
and
shit.
so the whole while I kept turning around, you and Potna V was like, you straight, you straight. I'm like, I'm straight before that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but a nigga gonna feel me. I had already, when he walked in, I felt like he ain't speak to me. He claimed he spoke. Y'all know how niggas is. He claimed he spoke. And I'm gonna take his word for it today in
Uh,
2023 that he spoke. But I ain't hear no motherfucking speaking. So right then, baby, woo.
yeah, yeah.
Cause you see, I had brought some people with me. I brought Sherman
Yeah, he probably Sherman crazy
because,
ass.
but Sherman introduced me to boss. So he
Mm-hmm.
wasn't there to be aggressive. He was there too, cause you're the mediator between us. You get what I'm saying? Like you
Mm-hmm.
brought him to me.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to make sure everything goes smooth.
Yeah.
Cause I don't want to bring that energy into these people's shit. Like that was, but me and Bob was like, if you go back and watch that interview, run them views up. Me and Bob Lennon pretty much just up there like, yo, we won't look at each other, we won't say nothing to each other. Till like towards the end,
Mm.
everything kind of started to bubble.
Yeah.
Like we started to talk,
Yeah.
but it was real. Like we wouldn't even say each other names for about an hour to be like, yeah, he and she and he and she and you know. And it was just like, man, we just fucking up these people podcast. That's all I was thinking in my head. Like this is not fair. This is not how I wanted my first time to be on here. But you know, a, we were having a fucking quarrel, and and we went out that door, and you know, sometimes you gotta hit it out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have it out. You
Yeah.
just, cause fuck that. You know, one thing I learned, like, I ain't finna sit on shit. I ain't finna just be like, no, it cool. When it ain't, no fuck it ain't. Cause it gonna
Yeah.
come out one way or the other.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna prolong this shit.
Yeah.
Right? And so, you know, that boy had a lot to say too.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
Cause y'all made a great album, man.
yes we did. Yes
Like
we
he was
did.
celebrating the year thing,
For sure, for
but
sure.
and it had made me tap back into the album, and I'm like, damn, this shit was fire.
Yeah.
So my question is, this year we had the 478 Music Award coming up, right?
Right.
Let's be honest, it really ain't been no impact for shit musically.
Not for
Let's
me, it ain't.
be honest.
Not for me, it ain't. Not in the last year.
Like it's scary. Like
It's
I wanna know what these contestants going to be the
gonna go,
category.
yeah, gonna consist of. I think more people. I don't think people even care about the music after the award. I think more people wanted to be podcasters and wanted to be like folks were gonna figure out how they were getting in the goddamn for somebody award next and shit. Like these niggas, I say the females kind of stepped up.
Yeah, yeah.
I definitely like what Tamia Holloway's
And
doing.
what okay, well that girl was she kinda like um voluptuous. She performed at
Vibe Fest.
Vibe
That's
Fest.
Tamia.
Okay, that her.
And that
Okay.
Penny sister, I think. I don't know. They some kin though for sure.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, like her, like I like what she doing.
Yeah.
Like she definitely, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I gotta
Like
tap in with her.
yeah, like for sure, for sure. You know, I don't think a lot of people. You know, I'm gonna go and say now. I think Mel gonna still win influencer. Male influencer of the year again. He got to because what he did on New Year's Eve. He rode around with Leon Jones, going from, you know, house to house and shit. Shit like that make you influencer of the year because not only was he out having a good time and being safe, he was advertising something
Mm,
that we as the people should take advantage of. Too many people do die from drunk driving and
for
shit.
sure.
So he was somebody who gonna be lit and he took advantage of the free services that our coroner Leon Jones, shouts out to him, provided for the people on New Year's Eve. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And he went live every time. And he had a ball doing it, and we had a ball watching that shit. But to me, that's the power. Cause it's not just about how popular you are and how many folks you can get to tap in.
But what are you really
What
doing?
are you
Are you really
doing?
working? Are you really
You
putting
know what
that
I'm
work
saying?
in,
What
bro?
are you doing? I
Yeah.
remember last year a lot of people were asking me about the social media shit. I was like, bro, like I ain't really on that because I transitioned from online to the culture. I said, if
Yeah.
anything, I'm really like a cultural influencer, and I'm gonna show you. You know,
Yeah.
like, cause I do a lot behind shit, but I'm about to put it out there. Like, I'm finna put everything in everybody's face right quick, right? Because it's always, cause like, Mew, what you do? What you do? And I always just be like, this, just be Mew, right? Because this is a big part of what I do. It's just me, who I am. You know what I'm saying? And how I move and how I treat people and how I fuck with folks and how I share that part of me with folks and ain't afraid to give pieces of myself because when I have it to give, because when I sit with you, you giving me something, right?
Yeah.
So it's really just me generating
Energy.
shit and I'm giving you the overflow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
okay, then with that, we don't know what really gonna go on this year. Because it
Right.
haven't been on I feel like you haven't been on real impactful shit. And like with my
Besides
boy
Juneteenth though.
but
Yes,
yeah,
now,
I'm talking about musically
yeah,
wise.
musically,
Like,
no.
like I really don't
No.
see it. I really
It's
don't see
like
it.
just let Black Male win. Cause he don't just been dropping them projects
Yeah. And then
like that.
his shit
Like
sound quality though. It don't sound local.
exactly.
Like he
Exactly.
really mix and master his shit.
Black Male
Like
should just win. And Loon, he'll probably win the freestyle shit again. Cause he is still literally out
it's
here like
crazy.
oh my God.
A maniac.
Like he's like what? Like he's almost, I would
Mhm.
call him man with no name. I don't hate I even call him Loon on this shit. He gonna hate that.
Yeah.
Cause when I met him, he just it's like he told me he had no name. But I knew who he was, but I would just ask people like, what's your name? And he
Mm.
told me I just stuck with that because I fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy like I'm still childish in that way. Like I like fantasy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I like, okay, this what we doing. Like we gonna role play. You don't know my name, I don't know yours.
Mm.
Let's do that today. You know what I'm saying? So I like that about him. And I think he'll win that again. But that's I mean Mike Claude,
What? Okay, that's a different. See, that's the thing though. Like with music, it's
yeah,
got to be different categories.
it
He
do.
is in a league of his own. I don't feel like that's R&B. I think that's that
Soul for sure.
soulful blues. Like
But you gonna have to find a place to put him, cause there ain't you can't fill out the category.
you can't. He just
So you have to find somewhere to put him. It's gonna probably just have to be artists this year, cause it just can't be. I don't think there's enough of one category. I mean, hold on, Najee. I like that guy. Najee had got him one with that satisfied shit. That shit been going for a minute now.
true.
That shit been going for a minute. I'm gonna give him that. It's a lot of people doing their thing. I ain't gonna act like I'm all the way tapped in, cause what I'm gonna say this about the soul shit and the R&B shit. Serenity be jumping. Serenity always got a show. Shouts out
Mm,
to Shira. She be down there doing show, killing shit. Kiana McCarthy. So
yeah.
I'm not gonna act like that soul category might not be shit because if people out here
Oh
still
no no
working.
no. We didn't say it was gonna be
Yeah, yeah,
shit.
yeah. But I think they'll have
A lineup.
yeah.
But then like this thing with Kiana though, she haven't dropped anything
She
this
ain't
year though.
dropped the price. It's just gonna come down to artistry. Like Snap, call me again this year, please. I'd like to be on the board again this year to help with these categories.
Yeah,
I think Snap is real good at
for sure.
putting that together. I probably only had to call him one time and be like, "Hey, I think you left somebody out there." I asked,
Mm.
and he was like, "Oh, for sure." Like, cause
Yeah,
you
yeah,
gotta blame it on nigga head, not nigga heart for sure.
yeah,
He was like, "Oh, for sure, sir," and he added them, and it was that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
The music shit, I really ain't stand. I'm more so into like the community shit. Like, who's gonna be like social influencers? Who gonna be the promoters of the year, podcast of the year? Who's gonna be
And I
you
think people got podcasting mixed up with like interviewing,
going live or
like
what?
going live or that's streaming, going live or
Yeah,
even like you got like a internet show.
Yeah,
Like
like
the podcast, like I feel like it's free form content.
for sure.
And like if you interviewing somebody, that's your main thing. That's like a show. That's like a talk show, basically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know
Yeah,
how
yeah.
you know how we right here can
We just
jump
having a
all over. Yeah, we
conversation.
having a
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
It's not scripted. And
Yes.
now I'm not looking at my phone and like,
Right.
hey, what other
Right.
question I need to answer? You feel me?
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
people need to understand the different things of a podcast and a TV
Too.
show
And
or
then
whatever.
decide like what's your platform
Yeah,
and how you want to do it. I'm gonna give a shout out to the Shot O'Clock Boys. I'm also a producer. I'm
oh yeah,
I'm
shout out to them, man.
I'm their mama. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know.
They're my kids. And but I like
Bruce.
they just want to talk like what we doing. They ain't really into the interview shit right now. I ain't gonna lie though, like I want like a spade to like become like to do more like interview shit. But I want a spade a spade. So I want y'all to do what y'all normally do, which I think y'all good at asking questions and then getting. I think you the best with the free form shit to me. Like just your conversation is crazy. You always say something like, "What about this shit?" You know what I'm saying? I think that's cool, and I want to see people react to that shit. Like, okay, cause he didn't ask you this shit, cool. But I want to see. I think y'all ain't did y'all best interviews yet. I think y'all got a few. I want to see y'all really get out here. It's a lot of big shit coming to making,
For sure.
and I've always told y'all since last year, like, y'all should be doing this.
Mhm.
Y'all should be like just out here like real media,
Yeah, for sure. I
like
mean,
out here like
what different doing it?
yeah, you know what I'm saying, like real media, real getting with the people, asking the right questions. You know what I'm saying, but because I think y'all platform can just be so much bigger, and I love the way y'all stepped it up, creating like vlogs and like contents and shit you did with Vibe Fest. I'm like, yes, space. Like one of y'all biggest cheerleaders and shit.
Appreciate that.
And because and y'all did. I ain't have to say too much. I just said what I said, and then
Nah,
y'all,
that shit from last year.
what I'm saying,
So
from last year,
from
from a
last
year
year.
ago,
But
and
Muse,
they took it, man. Like they took it and ran with it. Like and what I love about y'all is y'all be letting me know that on just by seeing y'all, like, yeah, Mew. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And I love the way my name come up on y'all platform. I love the way y'all carry me on y'all platform. Um, and I really feel like me doing y'all show last year was kind of our first time really just even kicking it on that level like that. I don't think we really knew each other
Yeah,
prior to that,
for sure.
right? Like I feel like it was more of a introduction kind of thing. I'm be real with you. I feel like I got on because I was with Bob.
Man, chill. Hey, look, man, we gotta do this shit again. Man, look. This is a Spade podcast. I am your host,
Shout
T
out to
Col.
Bob Lennon. Sorry.
Follow me on Instagram at T_Col29. Give these folks your handles.
I am Muse Dixon. You can follow me on Instagram at Muse Dixon, MUSCDIXON. I am the co-founder of Macon Black Culture. I am an urban CEO. I am the mother of the Shot O'Clock Boys, and I am the mother of multi shots out the Big KRIT.
All right. So if you've been watching this podcast, I'm finna test you
Me.
right now.
Okay.
This is the way that we close it out
All right.
every episode.
All right.
So I'm gonna switch it up.
All right.
H Muse.
You say H.
Hey Muse.
I Muse.
What do we know?
Oh shit. Oh shit.
We know your type.
Oh no, listen. No, I know that. No, I know that. But I didn't know that y'all do that. Cause y'all do say that, and I want to ask y'all what the fuck is that? Run it back. Start off, fuck that, cause I do know that. I didn't know where we was going. I thought I was supposed to be like, hey T Col. Like, what's up? Like, how the fuck I'm finna do it. You ain't gotta run it back. Hey T Col.
What up?
Well, we know.
We know your type.
You know what I'm saying?
It was shame when I said, shit, a spade is a spade. To me, my transition got me showered in praise. From the streets to the stage. The change in the